Every year, I'm lucky enough with connections at the North Pole that I get access to the letters that every AFL club write to Santa with what they would like for Christmas for the upcoming season. And I'm going to read them this year as I do every year, starting with Adelaide. Dear Santa, please provide us with a gift to show us exactly who is to blame for us not to make finals this year, because they owe us an apology and we want them to be held accountable. I have it on good authority that Santa is actually sending them a mirror and these stats. Last year, Adelaide, you lost 4 games when leading at three-quarter time. You lost 3 games when you had a lead in the final quarter. You lost 6 games when you had more scoring shots than the opposition. You lost 5 games by under 12 points. All of the above, 1 game. Your defence was ranked 10th. 1 bad goal or umpiring decision wasn't the reason. If you keep whinging, you will be on the naughty list. That's Santa's response to Adelaide. Brisbane, dear Santa, so we lose a grand final, win another one, yet somehow the AFL decide that the best club in the home and away season gets $1 million. Both their teams bombed out in straight sets. Are you kidding me? Any chance we could get a rule change on that? And pro rata, that money paid to us, retrospectively. Oh, and the whole winning at the MCG thing, we say it doesn't really bother us, but it's starting to. If we put up with it being discussed for another year, then it's really going to do our head in. So please, enough's enough. A win at the G. Carlton. Dear Santa, please don't tell anyone, but we'd really like you to get one of those Peter Dacos balls that showed you how to kick bananas and snaps. We think it might be worth giving that to Harry Mackay, the Peter Dacos ball. He's a star, but the goal kicking's getting bad, and people are even starting to ask, should we switch him to defence? And if you wouldn't mind, another camp at Ed Curno's farm would be great, but maybe let's do that at the start of the season, given we went 11-1 after it. Collingwood, dear Santa, everyone says Craig McRae is our Ted Lasso. Well, that show lasted for 3 years, so if you could just give us one more year of winning every close game before someone figures out how to beat us, that'd be great. Also, a Brownlow medalist would be great too, because then we can get their photo on the front of the AFL record pre-season guide, and then surely our fans will have nothing to whinge about. Essendon, dear Santa, please see every letter we have sent you each year since 2004. You know what we want. Also, we saw that Christmas movie where Santa was a full badass killing mercenaries with a machine gun. It was called Violent Night. Is there any chance that that's true at all? And if so, we're fairly sure that the bloke who started that beeping beep of a beeping beep Twitter page counting down the days since we won our last final is a mercenary that you miss. So maybe you should go knock him off as well. Fremantle. Dear Santa, you have delivered in spades on our request 2 years ago to make West Coast the worst team in the comp. You may have actually over-delivered there. We didn't mean their waffle side, their AFLW side, and anything remotely resembling to do with them, but you really did come through. So we probably need to put some work into ourselves now. We're very, very boring, and our players keep leaving. So let's start there. Hey, Sean Darcy, straight away. Thank you for that. Oh, hang on. 6 years? He's a backup ruckman. Okay, Santa, too much again, but you're getting the idea. Geelong. Dear Santa, are you playing ads underneath this, Nick? I wouldn't have thought so. Geelong, dear Santa, we hope you can fix our broken heart. We lost our beloved Joel. He left and we haven't really been ourselves since. We're hoping that you could swing a Timmy Watson in 1993 and get him to come back for just one more year. It might be hard with his new job at the AFL, but we've named a grandstand after him. We've done just about everything we could to show him how much we love him. It's just not the same without him. We asked our players to be like him and be physical on the field, and then Gary Rowan took out Jeremy Cameron. We've even got Tom Stewart now saying he wants to go into the midfield. We really do need him back. Also, if we do make finals, any chance of getting a home one, given that we've got this new grandstand and all? Gold Coast. Dear Santa, all good here, thank you. We've got everything we need. But if you're feeling generous, keep those whinging Victorian clubs' filthy mitts off the academy rules. Also, the last time a premiership-winning coach and player came to Victoria to coach a team in southeast Queensland, that team won 3 flags in a row. So any chance history repeats? Fingers crossed. GWS, dear Santa, thank you for the incredible gift last year of making Toby Green go from public enemy number 1 to AFL pin-up boy. Let's aim for a knighthood this year, shall we? We'd like a game at the Gabba, please, because it's the only place we didn't play last year and didn't get a win. I don't think there's any grounds left that we haven't won at over the last year, so that'd be handy. Also, a year's supply of stress balls for Adam Kingsley. Once he got that little sucker in his hand, it really turned our season around. Hawthorn, dear Santa, Last year, we asked you to please let us be competitive against the best teams in the comp because we're going through a bit of a rough patch. We think you might have taken that a little too literally. We're rapt that we beat Collingwood and Brisbane, the eventual grand finalists, but we probably should have written be competitive against all teams in the comp. Thank you, Santa. Melbourne. Dear Santa, last year we asked you don't let us be Essendon circa 2000. You instead gave us, well, all of this. Clearly, we forgot to say please, or clearly you're an Essendon fan because we're now very much on your naughty list. I mean, seriously, could you have been any harsher on us this year? So as a way to make it up to you, please accept this cheque for $1 million that we got for being the best club of the home and away season, which ironically Essendon were the year after they won that flag as well. We're hoping you could see your way to fixing, well, you know, everything. Also, we've been racking our brains to come up with a new way to kick the ball inside 50, and honestly, we're drawing blanks. So any suggestions? Send them through. Now, I didn't get North's letter because it was marked return to sender with a letter from Santa saying, you must be kidding me. Christmas has come early for you the last 2 years of the draft. You've got everything I could possibly give you. But once you tried to claim a Tasmanian kid as a North Melbourne NGA Academy prospect, you've come very close to being on Santa's naughty list. But then again, you have suffered enough. The year that you got the number one draft pick, he left. And the year that you should have had the number one draft pick, you didn't know how to lose properly. And he's gone to Western Australia. And ironically, he did want to actually join your club. Port Adelaide. Dear Santa, could you please give us a calendar and just write on it for Koshy when the finals are? Last year, we said we'd wait until August until deciding Ken's contract and played great up until then. We did tell Koshy that finals actually run through September, but he was adamant it was August. And look what happened. We signed him, we went out in straight sets. So a calendar for Koshy would be great. Richmond. Dear Santa, can we please make sure Adam Uze wasn't the man responsible for Melbourne's just keep bombing it in there tactic? If so, we may be in a little trouble given Jack's gone and Tom's foot's still no good. We won't have anyone to mark the thing. Also, if Dusty does leave and go somewhere else, please, please, please don't let it be Gold Coast. Do a Buddy and the Giants switcheroo. Make him go to Brisbane. We don't care, just anywhere other than the Gold Coast. They've taken enough from us. We'll pretend we're happy with him and happy for him, but we really won't be. St Kilda. We've been asking you for the same bloody thing since 1966. You wear red, white and black. Surely you can at least give us a prelim win. You help Sydney, you help the Western Bulldogs, you help Melbourne break their drought. What did we ever do to you, Santa? Is it Ross? Well, he's different now. He's Cuddly Ross. Yes, we still don't score goals, but we promise we will. What have we done to hurt you so bad? Also, if you mind sending us and the media a thesaurus, then we can understand Ross's presses. We still have no idea what the qualitative piece is, but we'd hope to learn. Sydney. Dear Santa, you gave us Plugger, Big Bad Bustling Barry Hall and Buddy. Any suggestions? Oh, and please give something to that nice goal umpire and the North Melbourne interchange steward because we love them. Western Bulldogs, dear Santa, could you please give us the latest edition of Google Maps? We're not sure why we can be the second-ranked clearance team, but only 10th for inside 50s. We're not quite sure where we're going once we clear the ball, but clearly it isn't straight ahead. Also, we have been asking you for an intercept defender now for 15. We have been asking you for an intercept defender now for about 6 years. We were 15th in intercepts all year. Since we asked you 6 years ago, you've sent us Aaron Norton, Sam Darcy, Buku Karmas, but we play them as forwards, Bailey Williams, who we play on a wing, Alex Keith, who we've turned into a lockdown defender instead of an intercept defender, Liam Jones, who we used to play as a forward, Ryan Gardner, Tim O'Brien, and some others whose names we can't recall. And yes, we took a midfielder, a key forward, and a small forward in the draft, but seriously, when are you going to give us an intercept defender? West Coast, dear Santa, we've clearly made your naughty list since 2018, didn't we? We got ahead of ourselves, we know. But you don't know what it's like over here. We're the kings. We're loaded. We can do whatever we want. Well, we thought we could, but it turns out money can't buy you everything. Except wins. Well, unless... Actually, no, never mind. We don't want to go down that path. Listen, we know this isn't exactly your department, but please make sure Harley Reid is actually the second coming of Jesus. Actually, we'll need him to be better. We'll need him to do more than just walk on water, turn water into wine and heal a blind man, because if he doesn't, we are screwed. If he's not, we're gone. So, no pressure.